Marijuana,
anxiety, depression,
cocaine, speed,
sudden bursts of energy,
heroin,
a sudden change in weight,
meth,
restlessness,
a whole bunch of different pills,
insomnia or lack of sleep. Those symptoms are what necessitates treatment and intervention.
Drugs are easily available in the high school, basically anywhere you look.
Alcohol or other drug addiction is a disease.
I could probably name 20 sources offhand where you could easily get drugs.
Drugs and drug trends change every day, and so parents need to stay up to date. The mock bedroom provides the most up-to-date information that treatment centers and treatment providers have, and puts it all in one room for parent education.
I believe the mock bedrooms are extremely important because parents need to know what to look for.
It gives a real-life version of exactly the things that you can find in a teen's bedroom, in the locations that they might be.
I think a lot of parents maybe don't realize, or like a lot of the drugs that they had when they were younger that were around are a lot different today.
We have had multiple parents comment on the bedrooms and just the fact that they never knew what to look for.
There were a couple of things in the mock bedroom that even surprised me.
It allows the parents to see the reality of substance use. Most parents have a tendency to think that substance use or abuse is happening with other children.
Drugs cross all cultural, social, educational boundaries.
Alcohol and drug addiction can happen to anyone. The disease of addiction does not discriminate based on who you are, where you're from, whether you're male or female, etc.
The mock bedroom program does teach parents how to communicate with their children.
Use your intuition as a parent, because if you're suspecting something's happening, chances are it is.
Many signs and symptoms exist, especially with this disease of addiction.
Declining grades, that is a big sign that there's a problem.
Inability to all of a sudden manage their own emotions.
If you see them withdrawn or tired, depressed, and also changes in friends is a huge one. That's just like a red flag right away.
A kid is a lot more likely to do drugs if all of their friends are doing it.
Parents can monitor their child by first and foremost understanding what their child's involved in, where their child goes, and the friends that they're associating with.
I would consider it an invasion of my privacy if my parents were looking in my room for drugs.
It's a parent's responsibility for the health, well-being, and safety of their child. That includes snooping. Don't lie to your kids. Make sure they know you're going to do it. But it's your responsibility as a parent to ensure the safety of your kids.
It has to be a communication thing between the parents and their kids, that they should be able to talk to them about it before they go rooting through all my stuff.
You need to have that communication with your child, that freedom to communicate with your child, that they are not going to feel that you're accusing them of using drugs, but that you're concerned about them.
I would say that most of the time kids do listen whenever their parents talk to them about drugs.
Keeping those lines of open communication open with your kids is going to facilitate help should this concern ever become a primary issue with your child.
The first step a parent should take when they're getting help for a drug-abusing child, or even a child that they think may have a problem, is to call as soon as they think the problem exists.
Asking for the help of an addiction professional gives parents a resource so that they can quickly and thoroughly intervene with the circumstances going on with their child.
Don't wait for the authorities to get involved, because by then it may be too late.
Especially if a child is at risk by family history for addiction, that puts the child at an increased risk for that to happen to them as well.
The parent's role in recovery is to be as involved as possible, to educate themselves in addiction, to educate their child about addiction as early as possible.
The parent has to be the parent. They're under your roof. They are your responsibility to protect, to keep safe.
It is a struggle every day for individuals who are addicted to substances. People make a determination to change, and they have to connect with as many supports as possible in order to maintain abstinence from substances.
Drugs are a major problem, and you just have to be sure that you let your child know this is a safety issue. It's about the whole family.
Parents also need to not be ashamed. Alcohol and drug addiction can happen to anyone.
I would say that if you're feeling pressured to do drugs, then you're hanging out with the wrong people, and you need to just look around and find new friends, because you're not going to get anywhere with the people you're hanging around with.
We have to be very careful not to imagine that anyone is safe, because we're not. It can happen at any time, anywhere, in any family.